Okay, actually, I forgot. So I marked things so that I would remember what all I wanted to share with you. Sorry. Welcome back to Closet Confessions. So I really loved in How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk, this book by Adele Faber and Elaine Maslish. In the back of their book, they actually have like a little section to give you a heads up on another book that you could be interested that's in that series by actually her daughter, Joanna Faber. How to Talk So Little Kids Will Listen. I just really liked this because it's more examples, and it just, if you will just put yourself in this situation, if someone was saying these things to you, you would recognize really quickly you don't like it, it doesn't work. And so sometimes we have to see that so that we'll be willing to do things a different way. So it says, most of us don't have too much trouble accepting our children's positive feelings. That's pretty easy. Or anyone else's, fill in the blank. This applies to every type of relationship. Gosh, Jimmy is your best friend in the world. You love Daddy's pancakes. You're excited about the new baby. How nice. Glad to hear it. Those are all validation statements, right? Accepting positive things from people. It's when our children or others express a negative feeling that we run into trouble. What? You hate Jimmy, but he's your best friend. Let's see. You plan to punch him in the nose, don't you dare. How can you be sick of pancakes? They're your favorite. You want me to give the baby back? That is a terrible thing to say. Don't ever let me hear something like that come out of your mouth again. We don't want to accept negative feelings because they're well, negative. We don't want to give them any power. We want to correct them, diminish them, or preferably make them disappear altogether. Our intuition tells us to push those feelings away as fast and hard as possible, but this is one instance in which our intuition is leading us astray. My mother always tells me, if you aren't sure what's right, try it out on yourself. Let's do that. Consider your reaction to this situation. Imagine you wake up feeling lousy. You didn't get enough sleep last night and you can feel a headache coming on. You stop to get something to pick you up, right? Some drink to pick you up before going to work at the preschool, and you run into a coworker. You say to her, boy, I don't want to go into work today and face all those loud, quarrelsome kids. I just want to go back home, take some Tylenol, and spend the day in bed. So that's the scenario. What would your reaction be if your friend, and here's the list, denied your feelings and scolded you for your lousy attitude? For example, hey, stop complaining. The kids aren't that bad. You shouldn't talk about them that way. Anyway, you know you'll have a good time once you get there. Come on, let me see that smile. Or they give you some advice. Look, you've got to pull yourself together. You know you need this job. What you should do is get rid of that energy drink and replace it with some soothing herbal tea and meditate in the car before school starts. So that's advice. Or perhaps they give you a gentle philosophical lecture. Hey, no job is perfect. That's just life. There's no use complaining about it. Dwelling on the negative is not productive. We've all had these moments, and we frankly have done these things to others, right? Here's another one. How about if she compared you with another teacher? Look at Liz. She's always so cheerful about going to work. And do you know why? Because she is ultra prepared. She always has a really great lesson planned or ready weeks ahead of time. Not helpful, right? Okay. Would questions be helpful? So let's say we question them. Are you getting enough sleep? What time did you get to bed last night? Do you think you might be getting a cold? Are you taking your vitamin C? Have you been using those Sani wipes that they have available at school so you won't catch germs from the kids? So not helpful, right? Here are some of the reactions we get when we present these kinds of scenarios in our groups. So they do a lot of group teaching. People's response to if you were talked to that way. I'm never talking to you again. This is no friend of mine. You have no clue. I hate you. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'll never talk to you about my problems again. I'm sticking to topics like the weather from now on. I feel guilty for making such a big deal about this. I wonder why I can't handle the kids. I feel pitiful. I feel like I'm being interrogated. I feel judged. You must think I'm stupid. I can't say it out loud, but I'll tell you. Okay, anyways, you get the point. It doesn't go well. So don't deny feelings. Don't philosophize with others. Don't question them or drill them, and don't compare them to others. Don't lecture them. Those are some of the things I was talking about. So you'll learn those things in these books. That's why I don't want to rewrite the wheel or reinvent the wheel here. But I wanted to read a little bit from these books so you could see why they're so powerful, why they're so helpful. So one more sample I want to share from this book is this concept of using, like, okay, sorry. I'll do this in a new video.